Nick and Dog. And welcome back to Belmont Bunch. I've got my brother Nick in the background doing a face. And the dog. So, there's a lot to talk about. I was at the Islander game last night. They lost again. I'm going to stop going. Don't worry. It was one of the best games they played all year. And I wonder if me sitting... I'm just going to pick him up and put him in the shot. There he is. There he is. All right. So, Islanders played an extremely good game, but the first 5 minutes obviously wasn't so good. A goal from this Duhaime guy who scored against us last time we played Minnesota. Again, not a great rebound from Sorokin. It's something that recently the goaltending has not been good enough for the Islanders, which is a problem because they don't outscore, their mistakes really, and the goaltending can't be a problem, or this team sunk. I think it was that quote early in the season that had gotten around from a anonymous league GM about how the Islanders will get exposed if they don't get great goaltending. It's kind of happening. So Duhaime gets that one. A few minutes later on the power play after an offensive zone penalty by Palmieri. So Palmieri's still doing great. Got one goal. He's turning it into our Andrew Ladd. Joel Eriksson-Ek, another shot that probably should get stopped by Sorokin. It's a no-look shot that kind of didn't look like it left the ice, and Sorokin just gets beat. Got a good view of that one from where we were sitting. And it's 2-0 5 minutes in. And it's another okay. Can't even touch the good teams in this league. But the Islanders would fight back, and they would play pretty well for the rest of that period. They would get a Nelson power play goal. They would get a Nelson power play goal to at least cut it in half. The shots even. Good second half of the period. Good push from the Islanders. And second period starts. It goes right back to being crap. Matthew Boldy, who I picked up in fantasy before the game, gets a goal to make it 3-1. And at that point, kind of felt like, there's not much the Islanders are going to do the rest of the way. But no, the Islanders keep pushing. They got a ton of chances. Barzal in this game had approximately 1 billion chances. He had one that rang off the post. Great play from Josh Bailey, who I thought played well last night, to find him on the first one that hit the crossbar. And then the second one that Barzal just put over or wide of the net. Probably should have scored there. And it stays 3-1. But Ross Johnston, just off of a weird giveaway where the Minnesota player just kind of stumbled out of the zone straight into Ross. And Ross gets to walk in, and he does a really nice job with the finish. And it's 3-2. And then Kirill Kaprizov here in the third period now gets a tip in, puts the Islanders in a rough spot. Yes, your toy. And now you're not going to chase it? Puts the Islanders in a bad spot with a tip goal. And then nothing happened. This didn't happen. Oliver Wahlstrom didn't do anything, and it finished 4-3 for unforeseen circumstances. So I guess we'll get into that now. Oliver Wahlstrom gets one with the goalie pulled, gets it to 4-3. Islanders can't get one after that. But in the postgame, it was really interesting comments from Barry Trotz because most of the stuff I understood, and I even understood the deployment of not playing Wahlstrom in that spot, only because Wahlstrom had been out there a little bit in that portion of the third. Get out of here! Oh, God. And I kind of understood having Brock out there, and despite what other people say, I did understand Josh Bailey being out there because I thought he had a really good game passing the puck, which could have come in handy on that last sequence. So my issue with Trotz isn't as much the deployment in that circumstance, but after the game kind of, basically taking all the credit away from Oliver Wahlstrom, who made a great effort to dive in on a puck that I think is pretty clear. Anders Lee tried to tip it in, and 2 Minnesota sticks were there. And I'm pretty sure that wasn't going in unless Oliver Wahlstrom got in there and kind of lifted it one-handed. So, there was a really good comment on Twitter that I saw about how, if we're going to discount that Wally goal, are we going to discount every Anders Lee goal because it's a similar type of goal? It's ridiculous. And also, I think it's the exact thing that Barry would want from his sniper is to go into a dirty area and find a way to finish. So, for me, I don't understand why Wally is hated. It's not, he's not the difference in the season, Wally. I do think they should be playing him every day. and giving him enough ice time and putting him in spots that give him a chance to continue to grow, because he is currently way better. Calm down. He's currently way better than Kyle Palmieri in the finishing department. So, I think for now, Oliver Walsh, I know they're trying to get Palmieri back up to speed because of the injury and everything. And for now, Palmieri's not going to come out of the lineup with how much he's making. But, earlier before the game, Trotz talked about how, in terms of goaltending, they got to go with the hot hand. How about with scoring, we go with the hot hand? I know Wallstrom not incredibly hot, but having scored there, can we please just get him some ice time and have the same standard for all the players? Because I know Kyle Palmieri taking an offensive zone penalty. If that was Wally, that's the end of the night for Wally, I'm pretty sure. So I just want to see some consistency in that standard. And in goal, Sorokin has had 2 straight games where he had a chance to really claim the crease against Philly and last night, and hasn't been good in either. So for now, I guess the tandem will have to continue, and Varley is probably going to get more high leverage chances, at least for the next few games. So that's it. They got an easy game, quote unquote, against Ottawa on Tuesday, and I believe now the rescheduled game against Kraken on Wednesday. Probably should win both of those games if they're interested at all in being serious about coming back. Also, I know Ross Johnson scored. Barry, please don't use that as an excuse to play him for the rest of time. I'd like to see Kiefer Bellows. If the season's over, and I think it is, Kiefer Bellows and Oliver Wahlstrom and Robin Salo and Noah Dobson need to keep playing and basically show the Islanders what they got and give Lou an idea of what they should be going out and getting in the offseason, or not going out and getting, if they think they're comfortable. So that's it. We'll see you next time on Belmont Bunch. I'm Mr. Belmont Bunch. That's the dog.